Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in. When it comes to the gender pay gap, many companies feel frustrated because they naturally and understandably feel that the industry that they operate in plays a big role in how and why they have a gender pay gap. So is this fair? Is this true? Or is this just a myth? This is where I wanted to dive in today to see if there is a level or such a thing called as a natural gender pay gap. A pay gap that occurs naturally without a company having any type of gender discrimination. And let's start with an example. Let's assume we want to start a new company, and a new airline. And in this airline, we're going to hire 100 pilots and we need to hire 500 cabin crew. Now, the reality is that a pilot earns a lot more than a cabin crew member. And when we hire, even if we do it blindly without any bias towards male or female, the natural state of the market is that 91% of the pilots are male, while 72% of the flight attendant and cabin crew talent market is female. So without any gender bias in the way that we're hiring, we're going to end up having a lot more male pilots and a lot more female cabin crew. And that's natural. And the reality is that with a company, with the market rates that we just described, men are going to earn, on average in our new airline, $172,000, while cabin crew women are going to earn around $123,000 on average. So that leaves us with a pretty large 28.4% gender pay gap. So you can see that without doing anything wrong, without any discrimination around hiring or pay, we still ended up with a pretty significant gender pay gap. And that is a natural level of gender pay gap that is driven by the market itself. And every company is different in that regards, because based on who you hire and which talent markets you're hiring from and the different rates that different professions have, you might have a natural level of a gender pay gap. And we call this the market gender pay gap. And that is why getting to a 0% gender pay gap is absolutely an aspiration for every company, but it will be an impossible task for many, at least in the short to medium term, until the industries and the talent pools that they draw from and hire from start evolving and changing. And that is why it is important to focus not on the entire gender pay gap, but it is important to focus on the parts of the gender pay gap that is coming from your company by taking away the market effect on your gender pay gap. We call this the effective gender pay gap, and it relates to the gender pay gap caused by internal drivers, things that you can control. Because when you look at the gender pay gap, this is where in your effective gender pay gap, you have things like hiring biases, where different parts of your organization might be skewed towards male or female in their hiring processes. Promotional biases, basically men usually find it easier to go up the corporate ladder and assume more high paid position. Or remuneration biases, where there's a difference for men and women doing the same role, but being paid differently. So these are drivers that are 100% within every company's responsibility and control, and that is why it's important to understand where it's coming from. And that's the key. These are the key questions that companies are asking. So first of all, how big is my market driver? So I can really isolate the external conditions and understand the internal, the effective gender pay gap. And then what drives my effective gender pay gap? And which part is that internal hiring, promoting, or remuneration practices that needs review? And if that's the case, which part of the business is coming from? Answering these questions is exactly where EvenBetter comes in. EvenBetter is an AI-powered solution for HR professionals that help them answer these questions in a pragmatic, data-driven way. EvenBetter gives you the right analysis with heat maps, trend analysis, and benchmarks, all the way into role-based pay equity, showing you exactly where and why your gender pay gap is coming from. It gives you the right insights to understand what drives your pay gap, which pay component, and how workforce changes over time to create, increase or reduce your gender pay gap. All the way into recommending actions and giving you tools to run what-if analysis around positions that you need to hire into different parts of your organization and the overall impact it will have on the gender pay gap. And naturally, and most importantly, reducing the workload around compliance with government regulation around gender equality, from gender pay gap reporting, producing company statements, all the way to WGEA target setting and tracking. So EvenBetter is a solution that will help you breeze through those tasks, help put you on the right path towards gender equality, and make your workforce even and better. Thank you.